Hello everyone. So today I'm going to show you how I color grade my footage in Davinci Resolve 18.6 using DNG footage. So what is DNG footage? Well, I don't know. I just know it's DNG. So first thing I do is after exporting my footage from motion cam, I import it into new timeline. So the folders will look like this. Okay, the footage very interesting because DNG shoots per frame. You see 00001, 0001, 0002, and etc. And the wave file. So usually what I do is control all. So control A, say open, and we'll see the footage load up over here. Okay, so this is the footage is over here for now. So what am I going to do is I will right click on this footage or directly drag and drop the footage, but I've already had a previous timeline, so I'm going to say create new timeline using selected clips. So I can use stick to my project settings, but for this I want to edit it in vertical. So I'm going to click on vertical and format. Timeline frame rate is all according to what you've shot the footage in. That's what I prefer. The color at the end is always Rec 709 scene. Uh, Output nothing. Monitor I don't have anything changed. Video depth is I give it a 10 bit. I don't give it an 8 bit. Alright, and let's just say create. So once this is done, this timeline, I go to my timeline section and see the footage. Alright. So in order to zoom into the footage, you can use this mouse tool. You can just be like when press Control plus. So once that is done, footage is shot in horizontal. So I'm going to turn it to vertical. Zoom out a little. Alright. But I think so for this purpose, we'll just keep it zoomed in, although we can see exactly what details we have. So the next thing I do is we go into a color space tab. Alright. And I like to create three nodes. So this is the first node, then I press Alt plus S. Okay. And another time again, Alt S. And, and the first one, I like to drag and drop color space transform. Now color space transform is a lifesaver because I don't know if you're a person who edits on Premiere Pro. I seriously don't know what you guys are doing, but color grading on DaVinci using color space transform is a lifesaver. Seriously, saves a lot of work. So the first thing I do is for color grading in uh, DNG, I like to go and I choose Canon Cinema Gamut or DaVinci Gamut, but I like Canon colors. They look really nice. The second thing is I'm going to keep my input gamma as Rec 709. Alright, and output space color and output gamma, it's a Rec 709 scene, so I don't want to touch it. Next thing I do is I go to the next node, and I have this film emulation. So I have DNSA Pro. So DNSA Pro is a film simulation which works like a beauty again. First thing, keep it on Rec 709. The next thing after that I do is film. So I love different film stocks. Lately, I've been coming a lot to Kodak's Vision films. So I'm going to use Vision 3 500T. E stands for tungsten and D stands for daylight. So I use 500T. Now you can see the footage. It's very like a lot of shadows you can see. And footage is very grainy because I shot this on a wide camera on my phone, smartphone. And to see the other day I dropped my phone. You can see these reflections of light wells because of the cracks on my lens, which gives a nice flare effect, which I really love. So the one thing I like to do this film is either push or pull. So you can see when you push the film, it becomes this very greenish kind of thing, which I'm not a big fan of in the night. So we keep it on pull. I like it keep it the full range. Next thing we're going to go to is print. Usually prefer print film, the Kodak print film or Kodak Andorra glossy. Let's keep it on print film. Yeah, see what happens, it becomes too green. Even if we keep it normal, it's fine like this, but I like it Really nice like this. See, even normal actually doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good in my suggestion. You know what? Just keep it here. Can do analog range emitter, but I'm not a fan of that. Like certain times okay, but nighttime, like for this footage, it doesn't. Film grain, I like to keep mine if I'm shooting daylight and it's like I want less grain and I try to avoid grain itself. Uh, Best is my favorite place is 16 millimeter or 35. For this, I will use 16 millimeter. So shot at night, we'll use 500 ISO because 500 gives a lot of green. It look nice, and especially this footage shot on the wide lens, so the footage is grainy, so it kind of balances out. Elation is my favorite thing. For this, I will use 35 looks pretty decent, but to show depthness of it, I'm going to use 16 millimeter Super 16. I don't like to use ramjet because ramjet overexposes the halation, which I find it too ugly. Next thing, bloom. Bloom is another favorite tool. 16 millimeter, it blooms up the footage. Like, oh no, sorry, this is film damage. Uh, Bloom. Yeah, see, instantly blooms up the footage. I really love that. It gives a very dreamy kind of look. Film breathe is another thing where when the video is playing, uh, the you can see the film moving around, so which looks nice. It doesn't look like a just static video. And then after that, gate wave, I keep it on 16 millimeter. Vignette, I don't like to touch. Another thing I forgot to mention was that my timeline, I like to keep my timeline proxy resolution at quarter because if I'm having a lot of this footage and a lot of this footage is actually shot higher than 4K. So if you look at the metadata of the video, for now it's showing, see, on 632 by 122 4K. This is not 4K, but it's just below 1080p, but because it's shot on wide. But the other footage when I shoot on my main camera it goes in 4K, so it's really heavy. So that's why I like to keep playback on quarter and render queue on smart. So it automatically renders the file so I can play it faster. Usually not showing orange, but sometimes after some time the line turns blue, so which helps in like playing the video faster. So after that, after this is done, if the color space everything is done, I like to go to export my video and say exp01, everyone saved it in. Keep all the formatted MB4 H.264, encoder I keep it on auto, and network optimization. Alright, frame rate 30, everything. Just before that, if you want to like go through your preferences, I like to keep my decode this sorry video. What's that? Mm, Yeah, memory and GPU. GPU processing mode is on GPU selection. So I have Intel and Iris. I like to keep mine on my graphics card. So whatever your graphics card is, you enable that. It really helps a lot. And say GPU selection. You can do GPU processing mode auto, but I don't prefer that because if it goes on OpenCL, it's going to take years to export. So I just keep it on CUDA because NVIDIA uses CUDA cores. Uh, Ryzen cards RTX would use something else. So I prefer GPU selection on not on auto. Okay, it's on NVIDIA. So once this is done, press save. Okay, whatever. And see this video is add to render queue and render. And once it's rendered, that's about it.